This beautiful citrine crystal, Paleo Story Stone facing Mammoth Effigy, comes from Brazil, South America. And a lot of Paleo Story Stones were made in South America. The Campo del Cielo strewn field, meteoric strewn field, that has yielded many, many nickel iron meteorites. Most of those meteorites are actually Paleo Story Stone face and mammoth effigies. The perimeters have been worked on those meteorites to image mammoths and human faces. I have quite a number of them, and I'll do some videos on them. But remember, meteorites are very soft. Nickel iron's very soft stone, probably about a hardness of 5 on the Mohs scale, extremely easily worked. Now this, on the other hand, is citrine crystal, and it's about 7 on the Mohs scale. So this is very hard stone, very similar to volcanic glass, which is about a 7 on the Mohs scale as well. Volcanic glass is a very heavy, very dense stone and hard to break. It's not like obsidian that's a bit brittle and easier to flake and break. But this is citrine crystal at its best. Having collected rocks since I was a kid, I know a lot about all kinds of different rocks. Citrine crystal, rose quartz crystal, a newly discovered stone that I've come across is the grape agate that was discovered in 2015. Of course, the volcanic glass that I discovered, having been used for effigies, for these Paleolithic effigies. And they're all just beautiful stones, but they're beautifully etched and beautifully worked. And we'll see some beautiful etching on this piece in just a moment. But I wanted to just share how beautiful this particular stone is. This stone is what we would call gem quality citrine, because as you can see, it's not only translucent, it's transparent. You can see right through it like glass. And yet this is citrine quartz crystal. It's also a beautiful canary yellow, which is not always the case. In most cases, citrine comes in kind of a grayish tone because it's mixed in with smoky quartz, for example. So a lot of citrine takes on a grayish tone, which would be of inferior quality. This is a beautiful piece of what we call optic quality quartz. And this was all worked and etched by our Paleoindian ancestors over 12,000 years ago into this beautiful effigy. And we'll get into that in just a second. It was made to stand upright. That's a baby mammoth with its little pointed trunk facing off to the left, and its hair tuft above the head here. We've seen that imagery on literally thousands of pieces that I've featured on my videos. And it's the same profile over and over and over again. It's not a bird. It looks like kind of a bird with a bird beak, but it's really a baby mammoth with its short little trunk. Now, these are also from Brazil. And there is a face. This is an eye, a nose, and a mouth of a face looking up from the back of this mammoth, which is facing right. And that is a very cool face here that the Paleoindians wanted to image looking up from the back of that mammoth. Very cool face right there, and the mammoth is facing right. Now, this citrine crystal is from Brazil, but you see it's kind of cloudy, kind of milky. It doesn't have the transparency. It has translucency, but not transparency. This is good quality natural citrine. It has not been dyed or messed with by modern man. And then this piece here is also natural citrine, and we have a mammoth now facing left. This is also a Paleo Story Stone facing mammoth effigy, just like this one we just looked at here. And this is also a Paleo biface that's been ground along the edges. That's all Paleo workmanship. So this is a beautiful citrine crystal Paleo biface, but now we have a mammoth with an eye here and its trunk coming down, facing off to the left. Just a great mammoth image facing off to the left. And then we have wonderful face imagery as well on this, but I've already done a video on this. That's a great baby mammoth with its little trunk right there facing off to the left. In beautiful citrine crystal from Brazil. But I just wanted to show this example as a little bit foggier. It's a little bit cloudy. You can't see through it, and it's not completely transparent. It's translucent. You can see light through it, but you can't. There's another great mammoth facing off to the right now. And this is etched and flaked, so there's good etching on this piece here as well. But I really wanted to focus on this piece because it is quite a wonderful piece made out of just optic quality citrine crystal. That baby mammoth is now facing left. When we hold it this way, now we have the mature mammoth. Will this stand upright again? No. Mature mammoth now facing off to the right, with this big sweepy trunk coming off to the right. And then we have the mature mammoth now facing off to the left, and the baby mammoth facing off now to the right. But the faces are just very, very good on this particular piece. They're very, very well done, as is the perimeter. But right here, we have two eyes, really. This eye here is it's totally engraved into the stone. All these are Paleolithic engraving lines that were made on this citrine crystal over 12,000 years ago. No modern workmanship on this at all. I bought this from a rock dealer. The rock dealers sell this as citrine rough. They don't know it's an artifact. They don't know it's been flaked. They don't know it's been etched. They don't know it's been grooved. They don't have any idea that this has been man-made into an artifact. Now what we have here is kind of the younger face with the eye here, the nose here, and the open mouth looking off to the left with his hairdo above his head. And all those lines are engraving lines. Those are huge grooving lines they put in for the hair on the top of the head of the faces here. They did all this work here. That's all Paleolithic etching there. Comes right up over the flaking ridge there. That grooving comes right up over the flaking ridges here. That's all very minute type, very sophisticated, fine engraving there. But then we got these big engraving lines. And if you look carefully, these big engraving lines are very similar to the ones on the Mount Shasta Clovis Paleo biface story stone effigies that I have featured on my YouTube site. They're identical. And what they are is heavy grooves that were made by grooving a number of grooves to make one groove. In other words, this big groove right here, you can see has 4 or 5 other little grooves that made that up. That's all hand done in Paleolithic times. So that's the young face with the eye, the nose, and the mouth. And then we have this big eye right here and big droopy nose of the old face now looking off to the right. That's the eye, nose, and mouth. And the hair just beautifully etched. So I just wanted to share on this piece, the perimeter of this piece has all been flaked. So we're going to get used to what looks like flaking on the edges that have gone unnoticed in the past by geologists and archaeologists, and people haven't been noticing that the edges around here are been made by our paleo ancestors and flaked into a shape. A flowing type of shape, that a profile, if you will, to profile the faces and the mammoth imagery. But just another outstanding, really gem quality citrine crystal, Paleo Story Stone face and mammoth effigy with some great facial imagery especially.